Bureaucratic burden you represent. The processing time, 6 to 12 months average for license application processing, during which the position remains unfilled and requires temporary coverage arrangements. Outcome uncertainty, no guarantee of approval. Licensing authorities might require additional documentation, knowledge exams, or supervised practice periods. Language verification, certificates must be validated. Medical language competency must be assessed separately from general language. That here they are talking about the Fachsprachprüfung. Legal liability, the questions about supervision, scope of practice, and responsibility during the pre-license period creates legal department's headache. And administrative workload. HR departments must navigate complex regulations, communicate with authorities, prepare documentation, and manage a process they may not fully understand. That is also a huge problem. That now they have started to understand because they are getting so many candidates from non-EU countries. But a few years back, and even now, people who are less experienced, people who are fresh in the job, they lack that experience. They don't know what rules, that the rules that we know, the HR does not know. In our cases, like in our candidates, we had to tell the candidates to tell specific things or write things and tell them to give to HR, so that the HR knows what is to be done, because the HR does not know. The head of the department does not know. It's not new, it's normal, because they are so much focused in medicine that they don't bother about the bureaucratic hurdles. Not their lookout. They tell the HR to manage all those things. They don't want to know that. Understand. But the HR, whose job is to know these things, they also don't know, because it is complex. It's not that they don't want to know, it's that it's complex. People learn about these things after going through lots and lots of candidates. We know this because, first of all, I went through this myself, and then since then we have helped hundreds of candidates through our online coaching and on our private consulting, all those things, so that we know on statistics basis that, okay, this candidate applied here, this was the reply, this to which we replied like this happened at the end. So, but if the hospital has maybe one candidate in 1 year that they have taken, and that one candidate in 1 year, maybe it was a process of one person. By the time the next candidate comes after 1 year, maybe after 6 months, the process has changed. Now they don't even remember what they did in the previous candidate. So that is why the HR does not, it's very bureaucratic hurdles are very huge for them. So they also avoid those hurdles. Now imagine you're a hiring manager at a German hospital. You have 2 applications on your desk. One is from a doctor who graduated from a German university last year and holds an approbation. They can start in 2 weeks, require 0 special processing, and present no regulatory uncertainty. Other is an equally qualified international doctor who needs 8 to 12 months of licensing bureaucracy before they can begin. Both candidates might be excellent physicians. Here, at no point I'm trying to say that you are not preferred because your training is not good. You are not preferred because your qualifications are not up to the mark. What I'm always saying is that the bureaucracy, the paperwork, the license prefers the local candidates, which we see in many parts of the world, that they prefer local candidates. And that is the fact here as well, that local candidates can integrate faster, they can learn things faster, because the things that we do learn in 1-2 years because of the communication barrier, they have seen that in their internship time. They can immediately start working, and in 2 weeks they're as good as a doctor. You will not differentiate that this guy is only a doctor since 2 weeks now. So one solves immediate problem while other adds to your administrative burden during a crisis. The choice from the hospital's perspective isn't really a choice at all. This isn't discrimination, it's organizational triage. When you're drowning, you grab the life preserver that's within reach, and not one that might arrive next year. Now let us see the cruel mathematics of the shortage. Here, as you can see, the brown one is the time to start. German graduate would need few days to start. EU doctors maybe few weeks to start. Non-EU doctors can take up to several months to start. Administrative hours required for a German graduate, nothing actually. For EU doctor, little bit. And for non-EU doctor, too high. 80 hours of work can be required from the HR department to process your documents. Imagine. These numbers tell us a story that recruiting materials won't. The time and resource investment required to hire a non-EU doctor is an order of magnitude larger than hiring a German or EU candidate. And remember, these numbers assume everything goes smoothly. If there are complications with documentation, additional exams required, or language assessment issues, these timelines extend even further. This creates a cruel irony for international doctors. You hear Germany needs you, and you invest thousands of euro in language courses. You spend months preparing application, gathering documents, dreaming about your future career in Germany, checking all the Facebook posts, going through the YouTube videos, and then you discover you are not actually the doctor Germany is looking for. At least not yet. You are a solution to a different problem than the one keeping hospital administrators awake at night. Here, I would say that you spent so much time, effort in so many things. What is missing is a proper guidance. The doctor who wrote to us on YouTube comment section, I believe I asked the doctor that you are here since 2 years, what happened to your Kenntnisprüfung? Why haven't you have approbation? Because that was his main complaint, that I don't have approbation and that's why no hospital is hiring me. Then why don't you have approbation? To which there was no answer, unfortunately. But that is the bottleneck. Okay, so guidance is very important. The shortage is absolutely real. Hospitals genuinely cannot find doctors, but they are looking for bureaucracy-free, immediately available doctors. Until you have German license in hand, you're not solving their immediate crisis. You're adding to their administrative workload during an already overwhelming time. This isn't personal, this does not reflect on your abilities as a physician, it's purely structural, but structure has consequences. Now, we have talked enough about the problem. Now let us see about some strategies that we can do.